Greetings, YouTube. I quote from an article I saw yesterday. But it was clear to me that any time you deny one group of people the same right that any other groups have, that is a clear violation of civil rights, and I have to speak up on that. The Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the 50-year-old civil rights organization founded by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and others, is seeking to remove the president of its Los Angeles chapter in response to his support of same-sex marriage in California. So in essence, the organization, founded by one of the greatest civil rights leaders that this world has ever seen, is opposed to granting civil rights to same-sex couples. And because one of their members supports the gay community in their fight for these rights, they're going to get rid of him. The widow of Dr. King has spoken out on this topic and says that she in fact sees the plight of African Americans in the 21st century and the gay community in the 21st century as equal. That constitutional amendments should be used only to expand civil rights, should not be used to limit civil rights. I am in agreement with her. I'm not going to say that there's any kind of a comparison between the gay community and African Americans in the past. Two groups have different experiences. But in a modern 21st century setting in America, the plight that they find themselves in now is, in fact, equal. They both seek recognition and civil rights in very similar ways. The reason this came up, besides this particular individual being asked to step down or fired, is that quite a few people in California who voted to support Proposition 8 to remove the right of the gay community to have same-sex marriages were in fact members of the black community. I should also point out that the Hispanic community and the Asian community also supported Proposition 8. So these three minority groups supported a law to strip another minority group of their rights. The level of cognitive dissonance that this is required to do stuns me. How you could ever vote for a law which strips another group of a civil right amazes me. People are people. Civil rights are civil rights. And that's what the entire argument about same-sex marriage is about. There's a group in America that has access to certain civil rights, heterosexual couples. And there's another group that don't have access to those rights, same-sex couples. There is no justification for singling out this one group and saying you do not get the rights that this other group has. That's discrimination. That's prejudice, bigotry, and, very likely in the United States, unconstitutional. And I'm sure within the next 10 years it will be found so. In the meantime, states will slowly begin to realize that being bigots in writing within their own states is maybe something they don't want to do. I don't know how this civil rights organization that Dr. King helped to found is going to reconcile themselves with this issue. Maybe they'll do a little soul searching. Maybe they'll step forward and say, you know, we were wrong. Maybe we should extend these rights to everyone. I've heard the analogy used that once the African Americans climbed up the ladder to achieve their civil rights, that in this particular case, they kicked that ladder out so that others could not follow. And frankly, depressing as it is, it's an apt analogy. I'm not sure how any minority group in America can go about denying another minority group a civil right. I know I couldn't do it. I am the only minority group I may belong to, may be religious, but I'm not going to deny another religion the same civil rights that I have, even if I don't agree with them, even if I'm actively opposed to their worldview. If I have those rights, then they are deserving of those same rights. It really is that simple. It's not about your faith in this case. It's not about if you find something acceptable or icky or uncomfortable. It's about civil rights. Everyone should be treated equally under the law in America. Until they are, that is an injustice.